Hello, my name is Tony Rabin. Today I'm going to show you how to tidy up skin and try and sort out a few stray hairs and things like that on any portrait image that you take. Obviously the image itself has to be of a decent quality prior to you starting, however that's a all different lesson. First thing I would do is always duplicate a new layer. On a Mac that's Command and J, on a PC that's Control and J, or you can go up to the top here and click top left here and click layer, new, duplicate layer, which will copy the layer below. The reason you do this is then any mistakes that you do make, you can delete the top layer and revert back to the background layer and start again. The first thing I'm going to do on this image is tidy up some of the minor skin issues. This model here has pretty good skin, almost flawless looking at it. However, there are always a few little things that you can tidy up. Start by going over to the healing brush tool, which J is the shortcut, and zooming in nice and tight. Have a look around the image first of all and decide where you're going to work on. I can see here there's a few stray hairs that I'll get rid of. Little bit of red in the eye there that I might tone down, and a tiny bit of skin smoothing, but that would be about all. First thing you're going to do with the healing brush is hold Alt in on the keyboard and click on an area of the skin near to the area that you want to copy at, and just brush over that nice and slowly. You'll find that the little tiny marks will disappear. The thing that you've got to take your time at doing here is, if I was to copy this cheek area, which is a light colour, onto the nose, you would see that it would start to bring in a slightly lighter shade, which you don't want. Just here underneath the nose. With the brush as well, just make sure you're using a relatively soft brush to bring the hardness down, otherwise you'll tend to get shapes on the picture, which you don't want as well. And here again. As you look here, due to the fact that I had a beauty light over the top of this model, you can see that there's emphasis in the recess of the eyes here. That's giving a slight dark shadow. There's a few ways you can get rid of this. Using the patch tool, if you're using a full version of Photoshop. I don't think it's in Elements, I may be wrong, but I'm going to show you a way without the patch tool for people that are using Photoshop's Elements, which is obviously a lot cheaper version. That's by pressing B for brush, and using a soft brush up here, have a look at the brush shapes and look for one that's got a fuzzy edge. Fuzzy edge basically means that it's a soft brush. And then what you're going to do is hold Alt in and a little eyedropper will appear. Select an area of skin near to the area that you want to smooth out. So I'm going to select the cheek area here because I want to smooth out this area under the eyes. Now you're going to paint in here nice and slow. However, I'll show you what not to do first of all. If you paint it at 100%, you'll get a great big line like so. What you want to do is go up to the top left, click on opacity and drop that down to probably about between 10 and 20%. Use a large enough brush to cover the area and slowly paint over the area that you want to lighten. I can't emphasize enough, less is more here. Slowly do that, and then the same, hold your Alt key in, select an area of the skin and slowly paint out the skin area that you want to smooth down. You can do the same for any shine on somebody. I don't mind this here, I'm taking it down a tiny bit, but I don't mind that. You can use this same technique, people call it airbrushing and all sorts, but you can use this same technique all over skin, just to soften any areas that you're looking at, and clean up the skin. Your issue comes when you get a little bit closer in, and here you'll find that these hairs that are coming down from the corner of the hair down to the eyebrow are actually crossing numerous colours of skin where the shade is here to where the light is on the forehead. You'll find by pressing S, which becomes a stamp tool, or a clone tool, this works a lot better. What this does is it copies one section of skin over another. Now your issue is when you do it full whack, you don't always get the gradient looking right. It's hard to explain, but you can see the left hand side of the head here is much darker than the forehead. So I'm going to bring the opacity of this brush down to about 50% or so, and just slowly work away those hairs. I'm selecting an area similar as to we did before, near to the target area, and just painting that out. If you find that the brush is a little bit too harsh, then just again bring in a slightly darker area. If you find, as I've done twice, you've gone over an area you don't want, such as the eyebrow, just Command and Z on the Mac, Control and Z on the PC will take that out. Again here, take this up a little bit more. Again here, just take out that hair there. Use a brush that isn't too big, because what you'll find here is you'll start picking up objects on the outside of your target area that you don't want. Here now, where I'm getting quite close to the eyebrow, you want to select somewhere, just paint that out nice and slow. Again, little tiny mark there. Here by the eye, there's a little tiny mark there. Obviously, take a lot longer than I'm taking on this image, and the same with your background. If you have a gradient background, these can be a lot more difficult, just purely because of the fact that you'll have numerous colours to work through. I can't emphasise enough, Photoshop is a tool to tidy up an image, not create a new one. So don't try working your way through every little hair and every little bit. Try and get that right in the camera in the first place. And then just slowly paint out any distractions. You do have an area here on the ear that I'd like to get rid of, so I'm going to press S for my stamp tool, bring up my opacity to probably full, and I'm going to copy now out this little section of the ear, here, or ear, and the section inside there, and then take out that stray hair on the back. Again, these little hairs here. And you'll find that you've got a better looking, cleaner image. There's one little highlighter here at the top of the hair that annoys me slightly. I'll get rid of that. Same here and same there. As I say, if this was an image that was going to be used for a cover of a magazine or something like that, this will probably take 2 or 3 hours work just to get this image to where you want it to be, and it's only tidying very small areas at a time. In relation to the eye, all you want to do here again is go to your brush tool, pick up the colour of the eye. Bear in mind, eyes aren't white. There's nothing worse than glowing white eyes. Very low opacity, 10–15% or so, and just brush the colour that you've selected, the white of the eye. Slowly brush that over the red. I'm not looking to get rid of all of the red in the eye here. I'm just looking to tame down the red in the corner. Again, Alt to select, and slowly just brush away a little bit of the red. I think I'll do a tutorial on how to increase the impact of eyes and etc. slightly later. This here area here inside of the eye is a little bit bright for my liking, so what I'll do is use S for the stamp tool, get a very small brush, however make it soft, 50%, and copy a little bit of that into the eye, just to tame that down a tiny little bit. Just it's a little bit bright. Your eye will always focus on very bright areas of an image, and you just need to be wary of that. So now if I jump between the 2 layers, you can see a before and an after. I hope that's visible on your monitor, but it is quite dramatic without changing too much of the photo. Hope that helped. Check out my website and my blog for further tutorials, www.tonyravenphotography.co.uk, and then go to the blog section. Thank you.